One of the last original cottages on the Virginia Beach boardwalk.
And while it once was home to a family with 10 kids, the DeWitt Cottage is now home to the Atlantic Wildfowl Museum. Here's this week's postcard from Hampton Roads. Well, we've made ourselves quite comfortable here in the Hunting Lodge exhibit of the Atlantic Wildfowl Museum. I want to introduce you to Tom Beatty. He is the director here, and this is just a fascinating place, starting with the cottage itself.
Yes, it was built in 1895 by the first mayor, B.P. Holland, and then later sold to Cornelius DeWitt, and his family was here until 1988, and that's why it's known as the DeWitt Cottage.
And you said their large family lived here until...
Yes, they raised 10 children in the cottage, and the last of the family passed away in 2008. The museum itself opened up in 1995, as a matter of fact, September of 1995, and we've been going strong ever since.
Tell me about some of the items in here.
Well, the current exhibit is all Canadian decoys. It's the first time we've had all Canadian decoys. We change the exhibit out every May around May the 1st. And this year, as I said, is all Canadian decoys. They range from around 1900 up through 1950s. And that's coupled with some wonderful pieces of artwork and also some contemporary bronze sculpture from Turner Sculpture on the Eastern Shore.
If folks come in, they may, and we can hear a little bit of it going on in the workshop next door, they can actually see how a lot of these decoys are made.
Yes, we have a carver on hand every day. Some will be doing the old style carving using just basic hand tools, and what you hear back there now is more of the contemporary decorative carving, which is more of a lifelike decoy.
What I'm doing right here, I've already drawn in the feathers, and I take the burning pen and I outline the feathers so I don't lose them. And I will come in here and I will go around, because I want to layer the feathers.
I noticed there's kind of an educational aspect here too, in terms of learning more about the wildfowl in our area, when they come, when they go.
Yes.
Kids like it?
We have two interactive computers here where mainly set up for the youngsters, where they can identify wildfowl, paint a duck back there. Upstairs we have a slideshow that illustrates some of the birds that will be here, especially during migration season, birds that you might see around the ocean front, some of the lakes and swans.
Do you get a lot of visitors? Do you feel like this is a place that people know is here?
We do attract a lot of visitors, especially during the summer months. The majority of folks will come in, of course, looking for at the decoys, the artwork. They'll also come in wondering about the history of the cottage. So we get a nice variety of people in from all over the United States, and even some foreign countries will come and visit us.
All right, well, before this, some folks may not have known that the Atlantic Wildfowl Museum in the DeWitt Cottage was right here along the ocean front of Virginia Beach, but now you do. So fly in and tell them the Hampton Roadshow sent you. And no charge to visit, to go in and do that, and they're very, very dependent on their volunteers there. So I want to thank CJ. He was the one who was doing the carving that year. He's a retired Navy Master Chief, and I met a lot of gentlemen in there who all had years and years of service in the Navy, and now they're serving again as volunteers in the Wildfowl Museum, including Mr. Beatty himself. And they, encourage kids, Boy Scouts, to get into the carving because it's kind of a lost art. So
I am so glad the DeWitt Cottage is still there, surrounded by the giant mega hotels. You've got an old slice of old Virginia Beach. It's so nice that it's still there.
Yep.
Nice
Check
job.
it out.